Strahd, as we established, is now past Dark Sun. So
all right, it says we're live.
It was an excellent use of the "I want a pony." All right, I'll accept the Barbie technique, though. That was good.
Tried.
Doesn't work.
Doesn't work with Scott.
No,
he's
doesn't work. He's got 2 kids now.
Yeah,
he knows
Scott's a
all
double
about this.
He's got double dad immunity. He's
That's right.
That's right.
Double dads.
That was my favorite. That was my favorite game show from the 90s.
Yeah, with Mark Summers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I'll help you out there.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Slime, Gak. I don't know.
I wasn't sure if calling it a game show was accurate.
It's a game show.
It
He
is.
hated-
Totally a game
He
show.
very
really
game
hated
show.
working with all those diapers.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Yes, I won't tell you this. All right, never mind.
I want to hear.
Good story.
Wow. Good OPSEC, Scott. Yeah.
That's the best. Is we know there is something. We know there's a this, but we don't know what it is, and we never will.
You
Or
don't
what
care.
it's related to.
I like the little bit of.
I mean,
faith
it's
that's
clearly related
gesturing
to
off
diapers
the
and
lean
babies,
side
so.
there. I'm enjoying that.
Okay, we are live, and
It's like somebody's
I
waving a
tweeted
boa
it,
at you.
and there's a cat tail.
Yeah.
Oh man,
It
this
has
is the
kind of a
best.
Loch Ness monster kind of thing to me.
Would
which
it?
I also like when it grabs the focus.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
best part.
Would it be total party kill without Raven?
No.
Raven.
Scott.
Wait, is Fate a different cat?
Mm-hmm.
Are they both black?
No,
Oh,
Fate
okay.
is
Eve.
white with calico marks. I think looks like my cat.
And then we also have
Have you seen
not
them in the same
here,
room, same
but
time?
a kitten.
No,
I think
they
Fate
might be
might be
two-time in here.
back.
Just
There.
move that
Damn.
desert aside.
Mm-hmm.
What's
Behind the desert.
Pay no attention to the cat behind the curtain.
I'm actually her puppet.
Whoa.
Oh, it's like
Yep.
Freaky.
All right.
I mean, that's every cat owner, though, right?
That's so true. Shall we play some D&D?
Yes.
I guess.
right.
I mean,
Sure.
we went
Everybody-
through all this trouble after like 2 months to show up and be here, so we
Two-
should
two
probably.
It's not
Probably.
December 7th. That's
Hardly.
not what my calendar says.
We stopped playing for like over a year, so 2 months. Come on.
Fair.
It's nothing.
It's nothing.
All right,
Everybody
recording.
has rolled 20. Oh yeah, everyone's there. Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
I really need to think of a way to start these things, don't I?
Welcome to Total Party Kill, and now your dungeon master, Scott McNulty.
Thanks, mysterious voice.
I'm mysterious.
Who could
Yes.
it be?
I don't know, but we'll find out when I introduce all the players. That's right. As was just said, I'm Scott McNulty. We are playing Dungeons and Dragons. That means we have returned to the blood-soaked sands of Athos, although technically we are underneath the blood-soaked sands of Athos in a suspicious amount of water. But we'll get to that.
It is
I am-
suspicious.
It is a little suspicious. Why don't we start with that mysterious voice who introduced me? It is Steve Lutz. Hello.
Hello, it is me, Steve Lutz, and I continue to play Kachka, a 3-creen bard of some renown.
Arguable. Aline
I
Sims.
got my fans.
Speaking of renown, how are you?
I'm okay. And I'm playing Shara, the Air Genasi rogue.
Jason Snell also here.
Hello, I am playing as always Carlos. He is a mull, so half dwarf, half human, and he's a fighter who likes to run and hit things. And it turns out he likes being the monkey in the Super Monkey Ball. Or is he the ball? Where is the monkey? Is it the monkey inside the ball or outside the ball?
Monkeys in the ball,
Anyway,
monkeys in the ball.
Yeah.
he's the monkey then in the ball. Except the ball is made of water, which is very weird.
It is a little strange, but not too strange. Speaking of
not
strange,
too
Dan
strange.
Morin is here. Hello, Dan.
Wow. Okay.
I really thought it was going to be me.
I am playing Eglath, the Goliath barbarian, and these are his.
No, you're not. You're not.
angels.
No, you're
Eglath
not.
died. You're the photocopy of Eglath where you crossed it out and wrote
That's right,
Umwall
you're-
instead.
you're-
I twist, Jason. I've been playing Eglath all along.
Oh,
Sorry, I was you can tell
It's
I've
been-
played a lot of characters. I'm playing Eglath's very distinct brother,
Mhm.
Amlal.
Oh boy, does he
They're
distinct.
not, they're not at all like.
I just spent the night in a tiny hut with him. He does distinct.
He is, yes, very distinguished.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Distincty.
He's also a Goliath barbarian, though, just so we're clear.
I bet Erica Ensign knows what character she's playing on the first try.
Well, We'll see. I am the other player who has had multiple characters in this
That's true.
campaign. So
Twinsies.
so currently I am playing Zotasha, a tiefling mystic.
And I don't think legally we can call it total party kill without Tony Sindelar.
It's me, Tony Sindelar. He, him, his, here to play Regdar, the guy. Just a guy
Just a guy.
Vicious.
who has some things happen to him.
Yes. And so we
Just
are
a guy.
back. We are in the plunging torrent, which is underneath the Fane of the Eye, which is, as we'll all remember, kind of a mixing spot for 4 cults that you've been dabbling in, one or the other. You went through the Fane of the Eye, you saw some stuff, you ended up here in the plunging torrents. You're looking for some halflings and trying to save the world, as you do. One interesting thing, just to remind folks, is that when you came down the staircase, there was a cultist standing at the bottom of the stairs, and he offered to inscribe upon you the cult of the I forget the name of the water cult symbol.
Rinsing
Not so
fluid.
easy, is it, Scott?
Crashing
Plunging
wave,
neckline.
Crushing wave.
Crushing
Tor-
wave.
Rushing
Crushing
torrents.
wave. There you go. Thank you.
Yeah.
The crushing
Plunging
wave
neckline.
Russian
Yeah, got it.
torrents. Oh,
That was
no.
it.
upon your forehead, or anywhere, I suppose, but I think the forehead was the preferred place. And it would grant you kind of safe passage for the folks who are in the cult of the crushing wave down here. He did warn you, though, that they are not the only residents. And also in this room was a large floating orb of water and a boat. And so there are basically 3 conveyances, and you're using all 3. So some of you can swim, some of you are on a rickety boat, and some of you, Carlos, are inside a floating water orb that once Carlos went into it, started moving of its own volition, floating above the water. One thing I didn't mention when last we played, I don't think, is that this area, this whole place is lit by this kind of strange, haunting.
This temple
beam.
is lit.
It is now that you guys are here. Strange blue-green, soft glow that's kind of emanating from underwater and going through the water, because water is clear.
Pretty.
Cool.
That's right,
Tell us more about
listeners,
water,
water is clear. It's a liquid. It's clear. It's a clear liquid.
Perfectly clear description, Scott. What could you remind me what the boon is that we got when we had the symbol inscribed on our foreheads by the guy?
I certainly.
Daniel.
We won't get hurt flying over waterfalls.
Waterfalls.
Yeah, our swim
I
speed
like
is the
that
same as
that-
our walking speed.
Not taking damage when falling off a waterfall is like one of those boons that's like, it's really specific. It's like not getting
You
crushed by
are-
falling block traps.
You have your swimming speed, as it was just established, is equal to your ground speed, which means that you can swim as fast as you could walk or run. You're
dirt
immune to the effects of currents. So there's water in here, obviously, and there are various currents.
They won't give you the runs if you eat too many of them.
And you suffer no negative effects from descending a
And
waterfall.
can somebody who listened to the recap before remind me? I don't think I got carved in the head. That doesn't seem like
Regdar and Amwal
Yeah.
are on a boat.
Yeah, you two.
Yeah,
have
I-
boats. That's why
yeah,
you're
but-
on a boat.
Regdar is
The
not a
boat
joy.
people did not get with the program.
If
Yeah,
all
Regdar-
your friends
Regdar-
jump off a waterfall, would you do it too? And Regdar and Amwal said
Regdar,
you
no.
would not.
Regdar is not a
Oh,
joiner.
thank
He is a loose cannon.
Demon summoner.
Just a guy.
Just a guy.
There's
And
no
so-
evidence I did
a
that.
barbarian and a regular guy and a tub.
and a tub. And you are all following so the watery globe as described in the adventure, although I prefer.
So right now we're just following Carlos so
Carlos.
that we can try and either save him or witness his death.
Right.
Correct. And it is low speed because the orb is only moving 10 feet.
Got
around,
it. It's a real white
And
Ford
basically Green is
Bronco.
at the wheel.
flying
yes.
along. So you have a lot of time to say, Carlos, don't you want to try to get out of the orb?
Carlos waves back at them.
Carlos is
Thumbs up. He's doing great.
uninterested.
He is having the time of his life. He's doing somersaults in the sphere, in the globe, the orb, whatever. Yeah. he's
Does
having a great
Carlos
time.
see the rushing torrents of the plunging waterfall ahead?
He does, in fact. So,
south?
Carlos, you see, you are approaching slowly because 10 feet around is not super fast. A waterfall. You're at the top of it. It is plunging down. You can everyone who's in the room. So you're in this kind of a medium-sized room full of water. You could see some dry land kind of.
Yeah, that looks great. Way
to
better than
the-
this whole water sitch.
to the northeast.
Very
And going up in the northeast, you can see that there is a passageway, but Carlos and his orb are floating with, it looks like, purpose towards something. At the moment, that something is this waterfall.
Also, as I recall, while we were in the boat, I think Zotasha took our hands right at the end there.
Yeah, she did.
Give them back, please.
No.
I have a
That's
question.
good thinking. We'll be able to find the corpses more easily if you're hanging on to them. We won't have to dive for them.
And
I
so
guess- But also, if it's hard to identify our corpses if we don't have hands anymore.
you can use
Dental
So-
records are very effective.
So for those
Okay.
What do you
nautical
think dentistry is
minded
like on Athos?
listeners, the boat is a punt, and the punt can
Handy.
be navigated using a pole. So someone is using a pole to navigate your punt.
That's
and-
all Mall
It
War.
was all
Steve.
yeah.
Yes, and you can
Yeah.
propel using the pole. You can propel your punt 10 feet.
So am I in the?
You
So
can
am I
punt with your
on
pole,
the
please.
in the punt with you guys then? Was
I
that how-
don't
Can we just say boat? Can we say
You're in the
boat?
fine.
proximity of the
Yes.
punt by the pole.
Or there's an
It's being
oar
propelled.
using oar that steers the boat. We're all clear on it.
Okay, which
no,
one
it's a
is
pole that
passing
propels
and
the
which
punt.
one is kicking? That's what I want to know.
I don't know why you took our hands, other than I think you were concerned for us falling over the waterfall and felt like you could help us. That may
Maybe.
have been a bad decision. I don't know.
I didn't write anything down.
That's-
as
I
notes
did.
to
I
Yeah,
did
myself.
that's
listen
why
to
you did
the
it.
end of the last session.
I
yeah.
listened to it. Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, there
well,
you go. So you're
I
holding
don't
their
know.
hands.
I don't know what I was planning, but
It was
Well,
good. I tell
You're
you
immune
this.
to damage from going over the waterfall because you were
You
smart enough to
are
get carved up. And
in a
these two
punt.
chuckleheads weren't. So
I'm-
you're thinking
I'm
that
just
perhaps
waiting for this
some
to
of
pay
your
off for
boon
us.
will.
I'm just saying, you guys are going to
Extend
walk
to
around
them.
for the rest
Yeah.
of your lives being like, we're on Athos. There's never another waterfall, and we have a carving on our head. I'm just saying.
You might as well have gotten a tattoo of Florida on your
Yeah,
forehead.
first it was like tattoo of a lion. Now it's carving of a sigil on our forehead. I'm just saying the Regdar canvas has a limited space that we are preserving for future works.
One healing
You guys
word
are
cleans
just-
this thing off, dude.
Nah, it's
It's not
a-
going to clean the blood stain at the bottom of the waterfall that was
I mean,
you
maybe-
very
maybe-
easily.
maybe it'll clean the surface, but your skull still knows it's been carved. I'm just saying.
Skulls do have a memory. So what would you like to do?
all right. Well, I just, for the record, I have switched my my focus to the mastery of air, so I can fly with this. So maybe I just grab their hands, like thinking if we went over the waterfall, I could try to
Ah,
fly,
there
and
you
that
go.
would at least slow us down. Like we wouldn't be able to fly, but we wouldn't fall quite as hard.
And
That's
so
my thought.
where you folks are on the map doesn't really matter because this is very slow motion. So if you you can basically, and the people who are swimming can swim very quickly. So you
the-
got
the
Shara
other-
and
Ground speed.
Ketchka.
The
can
other
get-
option would be for Regdar and I to
But-
get out of the boat and see if that passage goes around
it's-
and
it's
meets
a
up,
punt.
but that could be risky. It's a boat.
I should
Skiff.
be able to see
Gondola.
60 feet around that corner as we pass. I'm sure the
Mhm.
boat's gonna go south far enough for me to see a little bit farther.
I like that we're having a lot of debates about this boat while Carlos is plunging to his death.
Carlos,
Currently
I'm
we're in
He's
Ten
pause.
happy as a
Carlos.
clam in his little hamster ball. I don't know what you're worried
yeah,
about.
Carlos
Carlos is
looks over the edge of the waterfall and goes, "Oh man, this is gonna be good."
So my
He's
question is,
giddy.
like, if the orb pops, like dissipates,
Hmm.
does that count as Carlos falling down the waterfall, or does that count as him just like jumping off a cliff?
Mm. You're
it's,
gonna-
it's a
uh,
fine distinction, but
Right?
I'm glad you're here, sigil lawyer.
Yes, I said you'd be predicted from dying when you go
Just a
over
sigil
a
country
waterfall,
lawyer.
not dying near a waterfall.
Yeah, near.
Totally different.
Like, guys, let's
I'm
just
immortal as long as there's a waterfall.
let's start stabbing him and see what happens. Dan,
Alright,
you're
so yes.
always within 100 feet of a waterfall.
Don't burst Carlos's bubble.
Little
Just
ones.
let him have his fun.
so on the boat people, do you want to pause
Whoa,
with your,
Punt
your
people,
Whoa.
please, okay?
Whoa.
punt people? I'm sorry.
Well, I think Zatasha
people-
asked if she could see around
Somehow
that
that's
corner.
worse. Yeah, Zotasha
Yes,
would still like to
I'm-
look
I'm
around the corner.
asking If you want to, how do you want to accomplish this? Do you want to try to use your pole to arrest your forward momentum, or
Hey
do you
now.
want to just kind of, as you're passing, look up?
Sure,
I'd
I will
rather just-
slow the
Because you're
boat.
passing in the
I'm
punt
gonna
with your
slow the
pole.
boat down slightly as we round this corner and see if I can give us a glimpse into that through
All
that
right. Well,
chasm there.
please place yourself where you would like your pretend punt to be.
Yeah, I will.
where's
I will
the-
move my
there's
character.
not
Pretend
even a-
punt filled with
There's not
people
even a
and
punt
pole,
icon.
which
What
propels them
what kind of operation is this?
positively.
It is
Very
what-
boat by night operation you got going here.
Punt.
Night boat. Who doesn't like a night boat? Come on.
I
Let's
love
see,
a night
best
boat.
Knight
Let's see.
Rider
So
love
you-
boat crossover.
Tasha,
That's
you
right.
can
You know it.
60
Yeah.
feet. So let's see.
Yeah.
Oh, that's you.
Great theme song though.
All right. So let's reveal something. Shall we?
Night boat.
Love. Exciting and new.
Night
Come aboard.
You can see.
We're expecting you.
Love.
What is that?
A shadowy flight into the world of a boat that does not
Oh,
exist.
Knight boat. I get it.
So you could see Zatasha as you look in here. You
Does the
see
boat talk? Does the punt talk?
The punt does well, not yet. It hasn't.
I mean,
no one's
wait
spoken
for
to
it.
So
No one's asked its name.
Regdar.
It like that guy who gave you the sigils. It does not answer questions.
I like how many minutes have we spent almost getting drowned, but not getting drowned?
I'm trying to stall in case you haven't noticed.
Does that help? Not
I-
At
die?
what
can
point
tell
does
you what
Carlos go over the waterfall, Scott?
well, Carlos will go over the waterfall shortly. I'm just
Okay.
going to tell Zatasha what she sees.
Well, I'm not holding a pole. I'm just a punt rider. So, whatever's going to happen to me is going to happen.
That's right. That's the
Just a
famous
punt passenger.
Rhaegar saying.
Mhm.
So
You're not
you
propelling
see
the punt with a pole.
that there is dry land that kind of hugs this estuary that goes into this cavern, and it's extends further than your sight. One noticeable thing though is along the walls you see kind of scribed in on the walls in chalk what looks like chalk. You'd have to get closer to see what if it is in fact chalk. All sorts of water elemental signs.
Is it like a language, or is it just I can just tell it's
There's symbols. You
water-based
notice the
stuff?
crushing wave sign, and you see
Mhm.
other kind of things that look like.
Okay, so this is definitely a holy place. The water is flowing toward us, sort of from the north, and then down over the waterfall.
Yes.
So
Mhm.
it's not like there's another for some reason it's flowing in that direction, north all of a sudden.
No.
Okay.
That would be weird.
All right. I don't know.
weirder
I don't.
things have happened.
Is is it worth going farther up that channel, or should we go check on Carlos?
I mean,
Well, once we've gone
if we-
over, we might not be able to easily get back. But then
Yeah.
again, trying to convince Carlos to leave his little hamster ball is probably impossible. So
or we're
Can- I
splitting
forget.
the party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we have the ability to message him to confirm if he dies or not?
Yeah,
I think-
because Kachka has telepathy.
Kachka's-
I don't know if
Yes, I don't
What's
know.
the
what
range
his
on
range
that?
is,
Just
though.
send, right?
oh, it's what is it?
message?
Yeah, this
I
is
can
gonna. This
I
will be
can only
important
send if I can see. They have to be within sight.
to know.
Yeah, mine doesn't have that
120.
restriction, but it does have a 100-foot distance restriction.
No,
Now,
like
I
mine's
could
farther. but-
levitate the sphere until we get done investigating the chasm.
Just leave him there,
The-
like
the
shuttling
sphere is
over it.
levitating.
I could
so-
levitate.
Yeah,
it
it's
more.
already levitating. That's
Are
the
we,
counter-
are we even
counter
sure it will
levitated?
fall? Is anyone
No,
sure
we're
it's going
not.
to fall? It may just keep
No.
floating past the
Well,
waterfall.
one of
It
us
might.
is
Yeah,
sure
we
what's
don't
going to
know.
happen, but none of you.
expect that. I don't think it works that way.
All right, I'm game for either splitting up or I guess we're all going over the waterfall.
It's your punt, dude. You're the,
All right,
you're
well,
the
But I'm punting this decision. To my-
you are the punter here. Yes.
We will
I mean,
go back
if we
to-
discover that this direction is the place we need to go, and all of our friends have already gone over the waterfall, it's not like we're gonna go and try to take on the water elemental king dude all by ourselves, just the three of us. Believe me, it's not.
Are you
It's
sure?
absolutely not.
All right, well,
Look, I've just been filling my pockets with water this whole time because and now I'm filthy rich. So you people do what you need to
You're,
do.
you're very cleanly rich.
I guess we're going over the waterfall.
Or at least in that direction.
Well, now I'm getting out of the punt.
All right.
But I
well,
had the
you're-
option.
well,
I'm not
No,
letting go of your
Regdar-
hand. You're staying.
Regdar can't swim. He's going wherever the punt goes.
All right, Carlos. You are Carlos and Shara and Kachka. You
Hmm.
are punt free. Carlos, you are You're just gonna happily go over the waterfall, see what happens?
Carlos
Or is there
is
anything
having the
Carlos
time
would
of
like
his
to do?
life, but if he sees his friends all try to wave him like over to the beach there, I'm sure he could be convinced. But
So far, no one has tried
that hasn't
to
happened yet. So he's
communicate
just
with Carlos. So.
he's doing
I'm
loops
not gonna
and
do it.
having a
I'm
great
too-
time.
All
I'm
right,
too
well then,
amused at what might potentially happen to.
Shara and Kachka,
that.
as the people who can swim quickly, you can approach Carlos before he goes over. So, is there anything you would like to do, or go to the punt? I'm gonna keep saying punt.
Well, is Zatasha gonna send? Does she let us know what's going on up there?
Yeah, I can telepathically say to everybody that there's another channel in this direction. There's nothing particularly great looking about it. There's a beach. That's it. I don't know. Like we're supposed to find the plunging torrent or something? I mean, to me that sounds more like the bottom of a waterfall, but
There are 2 torrents that we've already experienced.
I thought
here.
this whole area was the plunging torrents.
This whole
That's
area
true.
is the
That's
plunging
what I
torrents.
think.
So,
all right. And there's
here's
lots of
the thing.
symbols here, water symbols.
Aline is a map completionist.
Ah,
I don't know that
that's good to know.
Shara is, but Aline
Yeah,
wants
that's-
to go see.
I'm just gonna tell you
what's up there.
in Dungeons and Dragons. That way leads death. You know?
I know,
but
I know.
whatever. I'm not gonna stop you, Aline. I'm just just a guy.
It's
I am
possible,
happy-
Carlos, that if you leave the sphere, it will stop and wait for you to come back.
Again, if everybody waves for Carlos, he'll try to get out of the ball. Otherwise, he
Hey,
won't.
Carlos, come look at these neat symbols.
Wow.
Yeah, you know, if
Are you
there's
waving?
one
Are you, or is there a telepath? Is somebody
thing
sending me?
that
Is Kachka sending
Carlos-
me a message?
I will
what does that sound like?
telepathically send
Carlos
that.
cannot resist. It's neat
Kachka's only
symbols.
about 30 feet from you. Kachka is going to say, hey, Carlos, slow your roll in your sphere there and come back for a bit.
Okay, Carlos is gonna
So we can
do
investigate the
his
north
his
here.
little dog paddle because he doesn't never learn to swim because there's no water on Athos except for all the places we go. Do a little dog paddle and try to get out of the ball and back toward the to the shore there.
All right, so you can swim yourself out of the orb. You fall into the water. Your motions do not impact what the orb is doing. It seems like it's about to go over the waterfall, but then it stops and slowly goes back towards where it came from. And Carlos, you are standing on the shoreline.
When you say where it came from, you mean the other chamber with the other waterfall?
Yes. So it goes north up to it's slow, but it's slowly making its way north.
If
a little
you're
ferry.
really good, you can go back in the ball later.
What are the chances I'm going to be good? Carlos says.
Low.
Ooh, self-aware. All right.
My
I'm gonna-
definition of good might be a little more lenient than the rest of the crew. We'll see.
I'm gonna swim over to the bank by Carlos.
Wait, all right, so now I should bring the punt back.
Yes.
Yeah, well, just head us up this. I don't know if this is wide enough to get the boat
Park
up,
the
or
punt, please.
if we need to just
You
park
could
it.
kind of beach the punt there anywhere along here if you
Okay,
and,
All
yeah,
right.
yeah, and
let's do
Putting
that.
that punt on the beach.
I think park the
Park
punt.
the punt.
park the punt
Boop,
and
beep.
you can secure it, and I shall reveal.
That punt
this.
placement is pleasing. Perfectly.
Perfection.
You guys should try the water ball. You can breathe in it, and you can. It's amazing.
I can breathe here too.
This.
Goodness,
Carlos has
salty
no
nectar.
Regdar
no
facts.
response to that.
Don't go chasing water balls, Carlos.
All right.
Aw.
I was
In
in
this
it.
room-
I was in it.
In this cavern, you are on this ribbon of dry land that hugs the walls of this cavern. The walls, speaking of which, are covered with chalk scrawled symbols of elemental water. In the center of the cavern is a wrought iron cage dangling from a rope lashed to a stalactite. 4/4 of the cage hangs submerged in a pool that fills the middle of the cavern. A dozen
How much of the
humanoids.
pill? How much of the cave?
4/4.
uh,
4/4?
3/4 of the
Oh, that
cave
makes more
okay.
sense.
hangs submerged in the pool that fills the middle of the cavern. A
A
dozen
percentage.
humanoids
Is he
pack
tricking
the
us?
cage. Elemental waters symbols raised in a scar on every brow. Tied hands grasp at the bars as the captives struggle to press their mouths above the water. Among the mass of writhing forms some lay still, floating face down inside the cage.
That's not how you're
Oh
supposed to
no.
float. Do any of them look like halfling forms?
No, they're all seemingly humans.
We should probably find out if they're down with this.
Yeah, I'm gonna yell,
Or
do
for
you
real.
want
Yeah,
to be in that cage? Because I'll leave. Like, I'm done.
Mhm, Yep.
Done
Are you
with
here
weird
by
cultists.
choice?
Yeah.
So there, you can also hear a lot of struggling, and none of them seem to have their wits about them or are really paying attention to you because they are slowly being drowned.
Okay.
What
I
is
feel like we should
securing?
intervene.
What is securing the cage? Like, is there a door or a hatch or something in the cage?
Where are you standing? Not
moved
from. You can't see where you are standing. Any hatch or
It's a rope up above that's holding it, or a chain.
yes,
or...
it's tied to a stalactite
Okay.
via rope.
Not very.
We
secure.
see
There's
like
no
a pulley
mechanism
system.
nearby.
Wait, you can
Yeah.
tie things with rope?
I know, rope is amazing.
Scott's a lot more lenient with rope than Tony is, so yes, you can tie things with rope in this game.
We have
Oh.
very different dungeon mastering styles.
Is it how thick are the bars or whatever the cage is made out of?
They look fairly stout.
Regdar would just like to give some important educational information. Just remember, when you're saving someone from drowning, I know this because I almost drowned. It's very easy to accidentally get yourself drowned. So whatever you do, don't get pulled under.
Well, I've got this symbol on my forehead, so I feel like my swimming speed would
All
be
right,
pretty good.
Yeah,
What?
fine. You can drown faster. Simple people. Ugh.
The symbol did not.
I'll walk in.
The symbol didn't let us breathe water, did it? That was just the bubble.
That is correct. That is a bubble only feature.
Okay. I still want to look underneath. I want to be able to see underneath the cage and
How
see
does,
how deep it is.
How does Carlos look? I mean, like he's still like you hacking up stuff, Carlos. You got some fluid in your lungs now.
He looks fine.
Never better.
Well, I mean, he looks like Carlos. Let's
Sheesh.
All right. I want to take a look at the water in
Ragnar
here
is
and
just a
see,
mean
does,
guy. Just a mean.
Does the water look
regular mean guy.
suspicious? Is there anything swimming around under in this water?
So the water is a little agitated near the cage because the people
also a
are
little
kind of
agitated.
thrashing
Shrouding and thrashing.
there.
Yeah.
People are also
and
agitated.
They are agitated as well, but the water itself looks pleasing. The strange thing about it, though, is of course that there's this blue-green glow that's emanating from the water. But other than that, it does not look as
That's
though...
true of the water throughout these caverns, right?
Correct. And there doesn't seem to be anything swimming about in there.
Are there a bunch of Cult of the Crushing Wave sigils all around this chamber?
All the walls, if you pause, almost every surface of the walls is scrawled with water elemental symbols of various sorts.
Okay.
If I got an 18 to a history check, do the symbols mean anything to me?
They seem to talk about kind of exalting loyalty to the water elementals, and water is relentless, and anyone who crosses water will eventually be ground down by the water.
Standard
stuff
cult
like that.
things.
Water cult.
All right.
Water cult.
I'm going to step 1 foot into the water. Does
Okay.
anything like immediately try to nibble off my toes?
Not immediately.
It's just a great pedicure. Just little
right.
nibbles.
All right. I say, you guys, I need to see how deep it is underneath that the cage. If it's just resting on a rock, I'm not super worried about it going under immediately, but I am like, if the water level rises, that would be something. So I'm going to duck under the water, like right next to the shore,
Okay.
and see if I can see like how deep is it here? Is it way deep underneath this cage, or is it just the cage sitting on the bottom?
So the water here is 20 feet deep. The cage is probably, we'll say 12 feet total. So it's 3/4 of the way under there. So that is, now I have to try to figure out math.
The cage is 3/4 of the way. It's 3/4 of the way submerged. So we're only seeing the top quarter. So there's presumably a
There's
lot
a
of
cage
dead
underneath.
bodies in there.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Potentially. But yes, there's a lot of cage under the water.
Is
But it's
there
not resting on the floor yet.
Okay, is there a visible door or hatch, or has it just been welded shut around these people? Not that I
so
know what
floor-
welding is.
Is there a floor to the cage?
There is a floor to the cage, and there is a hatch in the floor
Mm.
that has a lock on it.
All
Is there
right.
any kind of mechanism that
I'm gonna-
would raise or lower the cage, or it's just a rope going up to a stalactite?
Just a rope lashed
right.
to a stalactite.
I'm gonna
Okay,
pop up and say, you guys, there's a hatch at the bottom of the cage, and I think I might be able to open it if I try really, really hard.
Ketchka, tell me, you have a levitate spell?
I do, but that has to be used on an individual.
Okay, so
But I do have a way I could raise this cage out of the water a bit.
I could cast levitate
That cage hand.
to rise to make it go up 20 feet.
None of
Up
us has
to
control
20 feet.
water, huh? Because it's dark side.
No, and I'm an air
Why would you
genasi, so
Pick that.
I mean,
Let me know what
might
you're
be
going to
safer.
do.
like
Yeah,
if you
it'd
can
probably
if you can lift the cage, that would make it easier for me to get at the
I'll
bottom
try.
to try to.
I could try to physically lift the cage in part, but it's probably pretty heavy.
I can
A lot of
make
people
it
in.
come up a bit, but I don't think I can maybe do 5 feet.
I can levitate a target that weighs up to 500 pounds.
Yeah, and there are 12 people in the
But
cage plus the cage.
If I keep it in the
Some of them are floating.
water and just lift it so that there's more room underneath, then the buoyancy would mean that it wouldn't be 500 pounds.
Ah, I like this logic.
Physics.
Hmm. You could try.
Could we say she could get it like say five, even just 5 or 10 more feet out of the water to give me a little more room underneath there?
We could try.
I say give it a shot.
All right.
And then I will, once you've done that, my plan is to, as soon as it's up a little bit, I'm going to take a very deep breath and then try to swim underneath it and use my 3 thieves tools to try to open the hatch.
Well, without
Right.
levitating it, there's enough room for you to get underneath it.
I know, but I mean, is this burning a really big spell for you, or is this just a thing you can do?
It's a daily thing, but I hardly ever use it.
I mean, I could just
Wait.
try to swim all the way down there.
I
but-
can pull it out at least part way with a thing that I am almost certainly not going to use for the rest of this day. So either way.
Zatasha, you are really good at swimming now, by the way, as you recall.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, well, why don't I try it? And if I can't do it on the first try, then
Okay.
you guys can lift it up.
Tasha, when you were swimming around down there, did you notice, are there any, say, like small, well, I don't want to say islands, but are there any like jutting rock promontories just below the cage or close to below the cage?
Was there anything like that down there?
Or is it just open
Jutting
water? underneath
rock
the cage?
promontories.
I mean-
Are there big rocks down there?
Are there like stalagmites that are beneath the water?
There might be, but they're not. No.
Okay.
There are rocks down there. I don't know what you're trying. Like, are you looking for a large enough rock to levitate the rock to push up the cage? Is that what
More
you're
or
looking
less, something like that.
for? I don't think there's anything that large down there.
Okay.
All right, I'm just going to take a deep breath, dive down, and try to unlock the hatch at the bottom.
All right. Give me a check to unlock the door. Yep.
Sure. What is that?
Are you trying to pick the lock? Or are you trying to break the lock?
Trying to pick it.
Then you would roll dexterity, and if you have a proficiency bonus from thieves tools,
I do have thieves' tools.
are you proficient with them?
I don't know. Like, why would I have them if I'm not proficient with them?
Because they're cool.
It would be listed under your proficiencies, probably.
Probably.
Simple weapons, light armor, common infernal. That's all it says under other proficiency. This is not like a regular character sheet because I'm using playtest rules. So
That's right.
Yeah.
We'll say you're proficient.
okay.
Be able to add your proficiency bonus to your dex modifier.
And also hold your breath for 1 minute plus your constitution modifier.
All right. Well, I didn't roll super great, so 9, 10, 12.
I might be able to rotate the cage so that the bottom is the side. If that helps you
But
at
then the
all.
people at the top will be.
At the top still, it's just going to
Yeah,
be
they'll
sideways.
they'll just fall.
Well, it depends on how packed it is.
So you,
Are they-
Ugh.
Zatasha, you are a little frustrated. You slip a little bit, and you feel like you almost had it, but it's more difficult because it's underwater.
All right. I pop back out and be like, I was really close, you guys, but I couldn't quite get it. I mean, I could try again.
Carlos will go down there with her and try to help her.
Sure. All right. I'll take another deep breath.
Carlos is
Ooh, that's
pointing at the
better.
lock. He says, "This one. This is what you do."
17.
Did you try to pick this? The lock?
I'm steadying her, so she's the
And with Carlos's aid, you have a satisfying. You feel the satisfying clunk as you unlock this rather large and rusty lock. And now the hatch is still closed, but it is unlocked.
All right. I point at it in hopes that Carlos, who is stronger than I am, will open it. And I will then telepathically say to all of the people that I can see in there, the hatch on the bottom is open. You can swim out, swim down. And
It's like Finding Nemo.
and they can all understand me, even if they don't speak the same language.
Well, they do not appear to be swimming anywhere.
Well, I feel like this problem will solve itself shortly.
cultists.
I come
Yeah,
back out.
I think we did what we can do on that one. We
Well,
gave them the
they're-
option.
they're
All we
cultists,
can
so
do is
they're
open the
just
door. We can't
freaking
make them
out.
walk through it.
Well, Carlos, are you going to attempt to open the door?
Carlos is just waiting
mean,
to
if-
see what happens here.
Oh yeah, if you don't try
The
to open the
door's
door, then I will.
closed.
I'm pointing at it like, can you open it? Because I'm not very strong.
Okay, Carlos opens the door then.
Give me a strength check.
And I will like if he
Carlos,
looks like he's
open the
struggling, I
door.
will also try.
23.
Carlos, open the
He doesn't
door.
look like he's struggling. He opens the door.
Okay. But nobody heeds my warning and swims
They
down.
are writhing about.
I'm going to swim in and try and pull one out.
I have
Okay.
like come back up and I'm gonna sit on the shore and breathe a little bit.
So
Just
give-
taking one though, because if we pull it out and he starts screaming for guards,
Yeah.
I'm going to put him back.
Yeah,
in.
Kochka,
Give me-
actually, before you even do that, Carlos is just going to do that since he's right
Okay.
there. Carlos is going to
That's
do
good.
that and try to someone who's who's kicking around and obviously alive and struggling, and he's going to kind of grab him and try to swim him out of there.
All right, give me a strength check, please. You are grappling.
18.
All right, so you grapple this person and pull them out. And so you're swimming. Are you gonna swim out to the shoreline there? Or?
Yeah.
All
I'm
right.
just going to
So
swim underwater for about 15 minutes.
well, Carlos also it cannot breathe underwater. So
Not anymore.
He left his.
He might not know that.
Well, that's true. He could pass out. So you pull them up onto. So you were going for one that was thrashing around, right? So
Yes.
they're conscious. And they they're struggling, and they are trying to push you off. And so, what do you do when you get them onto the shore there?
Drop him on the shore, and we should all
Slap
be like
out-
looking at him.
snap out of
Yeah,
it,
snap
man.
out of it.
And they say, "What have you done?
Yeah.
The,
figured.
I was-
these people.
I was placed there for a reason." And he jumps back into the water.
Well, all right.
Okay. So to the water.
I
Water.
no, I
wanna-
grab him and pull him back out.
Give me another strength check.
Wow, this is some.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe they want to die,
20.
but it's possible that their deaths will lead directly to the bad things that we don't
Yeah,
want to
that's
happen.
true.
So maybe we should take them out and kill them on the shore rather than letting them die in this cage. I'm not
Wow.
joking.
Love
This is taking a
Wow.
turn. So
Why pull them out? Let's
These,
just fireball.
the Zotasha interpretation of the First Amendment is rough.
I'm worried that if they die in that particular place with all of these symbols around them, that it will kick off whatever we
Yeah.
don't want to happen.
We can take care of those symbols. It's just chalk.
What's
We
the
can also-
opposite of drowning?
We
that
could also
do
zap
them?
the rope and then just push the whole cage over the waterfall.
just as the cultist is about to jump back into the water, Carlos grabs him by the
Scruff of the neck and
Oh,
says,
he-
and I
he's got a
turn him
scruffy
around
neck.
and I point at the thing on my forehead and I'm like, water cult here.
New
Snap
orders.
out of it. Tell me what is going on here, or I'm not going to let you back down there.
So give me an intimidation check.
You know what I like, Scott, but it's a critical fail.
Oh.
Well,
Man.
let's see what
I
he's
had
got
him
here.
at cultist water cult here.
Yes, he was. Then he realized he points to his forehead and says, "Gar Shatterkeel will not be pleased. You know that if you're a member of the water cult, let go."
I'm new. Explain to me what's happening.
This is my first day.
It is not my place to explain the desires of Gar Shatterskeel. Let me go.
I punch him in the face. Just a little.
Roll to
Water
hit.
cult says hello.
Just a little.
Roll to hit with advantage.
22.
Oh, you certainly hit him. Are you trying to full damage? What's going on
No,
here?
just
Keep your muscle-
I just want it to sting a little bit. Again, I want to let him know that
Hey,
I'm in control
if you
here.
can knock him unconscious, that's even better.
He said, what is going on?
Tell me what is happening here. Why are you in the cage?
don't
Don't ask any
know.
more
I
questions. Answer my questions.
I am repenting for my misdeeds, and you have ruined it all. If
What
you
were
are
your
a loyal
misdeeds?
member of the cult of the crushing wave, you would let me back.
Like I said, I'm new, and I might let you back, but you have to tell me what you're guilty of. What are you repenting for?
Lack of faith. Are you happy now?
Disturbing.
Must lay forth my sins in front of all of you. Is this what makes you happy? Is this how you get your kicks?
Yeah, I hit him again.
I'm happy.
You
Says
should,
Katya.
you should kick him.
I hit him again, 22 to hit, and I want to knock him out.
Yeah. When I started playing tonight, I didn't think this would just be, Carlos beating up some dude trying to drown himself.
Yeah, you pull Carlos out of one bubble and he gets all slap happy.
He's punch happy, actually. All right. Well, he's unconscious.
I throw him up on the dry land.
Good. Good work, Carlos, I say.
Who's next?
I turned to everybody and I say, okay, do we want to leave this happening here, or do we
No.
want to pull those people out of the cage, knock them out, and leave them on the shore? I feel like that would be a lot safer.
Or kill them all, as a previous iteration of Zatasha suggested.
I'm okay with that, but everybody seemed real upset. So.
Carlos was okay with it.
If we knock them out, they're just gonna put themselves back in the cage.
Eventually, but maybe
That's right. If you knock them
Maybe
out,
not.
they will just once again regain.
No,
their
then we're gonna
free
break.
will
Then we're
and
gonna
do
break the
something.
rope and shove the cage down the waterfall.
I like
Which-
that.
They'll be
Oh, yeah.
fine.
Okay.
Okay with it.
because they have the symbol.
We could levitate it. I'm looking at the entrance of the cave and the size of the cage.
I think it'll
and
squeeze through.
Yeah, but is there enough water for it to float down? Or are we gonna have to levitate it like over a
It's probably going to sink.
We
to
can
the
also
bottom
lift.
of the heavy cage.
It's an wrought iron cage is not going to float anywhere by itself.
No.
How does buoyancy work?
Wrought iron, that thing could be worth a fortune upstairs.
Yeah.
That is true.
true? So we
Well,
want to break it down for scrap. Is that
I want to just swim across and take a peek down here and see, is this just a dead end, or is
Oh,
there
yeah, that's
something else
just
down
a
here?
thing I did not reveal, but it's a
Okay, just making sure there wasn't another passageway for us to check
This
out.
water cult is dumb.
Yeah, it is. They're
Yeah.
all they're all terrible. So let's try to get the rest of the living folks out of there. And
Carlos,
I'll
unfortunately,
sink
due to
the
the Prime
cage.
Directive, we're not
I'll
allowed to
help punch
intervene in their dumb
Scott,
religion.
how much of the cage extends down below? I know there's 20 feet to the bottom, but how much of the cage is down below?
3/4.
of the cage,
Which is how much?
9 feet.
Oh, 9 feet. Okay.
So you're saying it's like 3 feet above.
Yes.
okay? I'll help. I'll help drag people out.
I mean, I could lift this thing about 5 feet out of the water, and then they'd have to drown themselves in a foot of water. But
hey, that's
All right.
possible.
Scott, I think we're going to try to grapple all these people and pull them out. And I don't know, maybe
Just
knock
the
them
living
out.
ones.
well, then I'll dump the cage. We can dump the cage in the water once the people are all out.
Sure. So there are, as you are paying attention to it, there are now 7 living people in this cage and 4 corpses. And so we're not going to
Definitely remove the corpses.
So you give it enough time. And
Do we really want to do this? Because these
enough
guys could raise
attention.
the alarm. I mean, I'm sure
This is what
Gar
we're doing.
Shatterkeel's
He already
probably aware
knows
of what
we're
up to.
here.
Hmm.
you get
He
them
thinks we're
out
joining him.
through whatever means you would like and drag them to the shore and like bash their heads into rocks and what have you.
If I need to do a subtle mind thrust when nobody's paying any attention to do some psychic damage, I will totally do that.
Bop, bop on the
So-
head. bop bop
Zata,
on
are
the
you?
head.
Are you? Everyone's knocking them unconscious, and then are you just killing them?
I was just gonna, yeah. Good. Amlal is busily
Regdar is off in the corner reading a book.
Amlal's tying them up, but like he's like concentrating very diligently on the rope knots and be like, because he's got to work a bit on the knots because knots are not his thing, and so he's like focused on that, and then people are just murdering them and behind him. I don't know.
Amlal may
I'm
not notice
not.
that some of the rope he's using is actually the entrails of previous people he tied up. He is lost
It's
in
a
the
messy
moment.
business.
Yeah.
It is more important to me to stop all of these terrible things than it is to save the lives of these idiots that are just trying to kill themselves in the first place.
Yeah. Once they're out
That's
and they're
true.
knocked out, we'll just cut the rope and sink the cage, and that'll ruin their little
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so they are. We'll say they're all tied up, unconscious on the shore. They would be very easy to kill if anyone wants to kill them.
right.
And you can also you cut the rope, and the cage falls into the water and is submerged.
We win.
That'll stop them.
Did we level up?
I'm not going to kill them because I'm still worried that just because we're still in this room that could have some deleterious effects to
They're
the
also,
universe.
living people, and we're technically like good or neutral. So,
Yeah,
they're
I'm
potentially
neutral
redeemable.
and really, really, really focused on getting this mission
Like
done.
murderously focused.
You're trying to save
If
the
that's what it
world.
takes. You guys don't know my background.
Zatasha was sent here for a reason.
Yeah. Mashasta sent me undercover into a cult. What kind of
For a
person
reason?
does that?
She loved
All right, back in the boat, everyone.
Carlos,
Sure.
Carlos
going
is
anywhere near that part.
gonna swim back to the water ball and get back in it.
All right. Well, you spent some time taking people out of cages, knocking them unconscious, so it has made its way back to its original resting place, which was the
Around the corner.
room that you came into.
Yeah, but I can
with
go.
the-
I can swim my speed, and I'm not affected by the current, so I can get back there pretty fast.
You can. I'm just explaining that it's
Okay.
back where it was, and that the mysterious person who was waiting at the foot of the stairs is not there.
Yep.
That person turned into water and floated away before we
Yeah,
even
so
left.
it would be weird if
He
they
didn't
came
come back.
It was weird that they were there. So why wouldn't they
All
come
right.
back?
I'm back in the water ball.
It's there.
You
It
guys should come
accepts
in.
you
The water
once
ball. It's so
again.
awesome.
Is anyone going with Carlos, or is he just being like, "I'll be right back. I gotta get my
After
water
all,
ball."
I will
I-
go
my
with
water
Carlos.
ball.
Okay, if I see that Shara is going, then I will. Just making sure somebody is.
Today
so
is
everybody
going
else
to be
is
the
just
day
hanging out.
that
What
I'm
is
going on the
everybody-
waterfall.
I am checking all of the
Take a-
people and making sure that they are going to be unconscious for a long time.
Oh my!
Right
It'll
now,
take
I'm
them
having lots
a
of fun
couple-
inside this water ball.
Is that code for something?
I
No,
have-
no.
I have
Okay.
Like I
left
said,
the room.
I don't actually want them all to die in this room. I think
Oh,
that
all
would
right.
probably be a bad thing.
So you
But I
drag
want
them
them
out
to
of the
be
room.
unconscious for as long as possible. I don't like if anybody looks like they're like
Mm.
wiggling like you're gonna wake up, I'm gonna kick them in the head.
As you do.
I
you know.
never go on sleepovers.
How's your day
with-
been,
with
Erica? Just
Zatasha.
curious.
It hasn't been a great day. I'll admit. But this
I
this
think
is awesome.
I think it would be perfectly reasonable as we all turn our attention to going back toward the waterfall if Zatasha is able to do whatever she wants to do back there. I don't know. Carlos
if I
is gone.
accidentally
Carlos
kick
is in a water
somebody too
ball. now.
hard,
All right, back on the punt,
But-
people.
not on purpose.
All right,
I'm not
so
getting
punting
rid of
it.
that punt.
Takes a couple
Alright.
rounds to get to the water ball, and then it takes many more rounds for the water ball to slowly make its way into the cavern in front of the waterfall. So I don't know what your plan is. It's
I
once
think we
again,
just wait until the water ball appears, and then we shove the boat off from the shore, and we all make our way to the waterfall together.
Aw.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
So the people that who's swimming, who's in the punt,
I'm
Carlos is
swimming.
in the
I will
oar.
again-
Amla and Regdar in the boat.
And I will again be in the boat as well, ready to
Punt.
grab the both of them if and when it goes over the edge.
Well, it's going to go over the edge.
Yeah.
If you are going to navigate it over the waterfall.
hmm And I'm ready to
Uh,
hang on to them and try to fly.
Okay.
Therefore, fall slowly if necessary.
So we'll deal. Would we like an order? What is the order of which you are going to go down the waterfall? Because everything's so slow. You can do this organized if you like.
I'm just. Gonna
I feel
go
like we
for
let
it.
Carlos go
But
first
I
because
feel
Yeah.
like
he's in the ball.
Yeah, the ball is on its way. So let's
he's
watch
our
what
our
happens.
ball weather.
Oh.
So as Carlos, as you're approaching this waterfall. It gets louder, obviously, and you notice that it is about a 40-foot drop. And you're hovering above about like 10 feet above the water, and the orb kind of goes. Everyone sees the orb just kind of goes over the waterfall and slowly floats down, not touching the waterfall. It's about a couple feet from the waterfall and kind of lands at the bottom of the waterfall. And Carlos is perfectly fine. And I will tell you what you see in this room, Carlos.
Carlos is more
Well,
than
I wonder if the ball comes back
perfectly
up.
fine.
Yeah, I
Did
think
it
I'll
turn-
probably
did it-
just go back to where it started, is my guess.
Carlos is still in the ball. The ball continues to float across this room, which I will unveil.
It might be safer
I'll
for
follow-
you two to go in the ball than it
It
is to
does
go in the punt.
Yeah,
seem like a
I'm-
better idea.
I'll follow Carlos down the waterfall so he's not down there by himself.
Yeah, how does
Alright.
how does that happen then when Shara goes down the waterfall? She
Yeah.
just takes no damage, or does she go fast? Does she go slow?
So like an
So
awesome
Shara,
water
you
slide.
have one of the cult symbols engraved on your
I
forehead.
do. Yep.
All right, so you are swimming the best you've ever swam, and you basically go down this waterfall. And
The only time you've ever swam.
well, and it's a little bit thrilling because you are going down 40 feet, and then you kind of you dive in, and there's to the bottom of the pool, and there's nary a ripple as you perfectly dive, and you're fine.
This
You-
is like
you-
Breath of the Wild, except I can't swim up the waterfall, which is
Now I will explain what's in this room, since there are two people in this room, and other things. So a long pool fills this cavern. You are currently in it. It is broken only by an island that's bristling with stalagmites, excuse me, and a corpse
They might
is
be
floating face down in the water near the island. Let me draw a corpse for you.
Ooh. Arts and crafts.
I can't wait to see what this ends up looking like. Oh no,
Look in a mirror.
a dead stick figure.
Yep, floating.
Very
All
sad.
right.
Can we? What can Carlos see from the bubble about this dead body? Anything?
Carlos can see. What can Carlos see? You can see that it's wearing
No
robes,
pants.
so it looks like it's a cultist. And that's it.
Cultist.
He
That's all I can
died doing what he loved, dying.
I'll
Cult
I'll
dying.
swim up and do a medicine check.
This is a very specific, not very common way of dying. It's more of a cult phenomenon.
Oh,
Hmm.
This is
dear.
a 13.
I don't think you'd be familiar with it. It's way underground.
All right, so you flip the corpse, it's face down. You flip it onto its back. It's a
Oh.
woman who is now floating on her back and has these claw marks all over her.
Oh,
Claw.
cool.
That's
Neat.
good. You are
Like what you guys are about to have.
You're in front of
Fun.
this waterfall. Do you wanna? And you're kind of treading water.
Yeah, I'm half observing what they're doing down below and half sort of hanging back in case the punters need help getting over
All
the
right.
falls.
Well, the deer punt people. What
It
would you
doesn't
like
seem
to
like I'm
do?
going to be able to swim back up the waterfall unless that is included in the not affected by the currents part of this boon.
That is yet to be seen.
I
well,
guess. Well,
I'm riding the
so-
punt.
yeah. Is Carlos still in the ball?
Yep. So Carlos, the ball has floated down, and now the ball is slowly making its way to the. Well, I'll just draw an arrow. It's going to the southwest.
Okay.
We don't want to let him get too far away.
All right. I guess the boat's going over the waterfall.
All right, let's give it a shot.
All right.
I mean, they wouldn't provide us a boat just to have it
Right.
like.
I am
Provide
going
a
to.
propellable punt.
I'm
and a
gonna
pole.
hold on. I'm gonna hold on to each of them. I'm also gonna like trail one foot in the water, so that technically, I've got the symbol on my forehead, and I'm technically in the water, not
Mhm.
just on the boat. And I'm holding on to both.
These water cults
Regdar
love technicalities.
Hummel as hard as I can.
It'll just be great as you fall down the waterfall yelling, "Well, actually."
If we do start to just fall, then I will fly.
I
All right.
also have a thing that can help with this. But
So
I,
You're
chose,
just a regular guy.
I chose not to mention until now.
Yeah, he casts Featherfall
I
pretty
assume you have
regularly.
feather.
Yeah.
So as the punt approaches the waterfall, the current picks up very quickly, and you are swept over the waterfall. And
To
it
your
is clear
deaths.
that it is an uncontrolled fall for everyone who is even partially in the punt.
All right,
would you like
I
to
cast.
Alas.
I'll cast Featherfall. That's more reliable.
And
Well,
then,
then one
and,
person
and then
has to
Ragnar
play.
is like looking at Zatasha like, great work, Zatasha. You're doing good.
Great work, Sasha.
Yeah. So,
So,
does that work on all of us, or
Yeah, it's like 6 people.
Choose up to 5 falling creatures within range. Range is 60 feet. A falling creature's rate of descent slows to 60 feet per round until the spell ends.
So
Takes no
the
falling
the
damage, it
punt
can land on its feet.
slams.
I don't
in-
cast. I don't cast it on the punt.
I figured because it's not a creature. The punt
Well,
slams into the
also-
water.
Also, I don't like
Punts are
character.
people too.
They are not.
In midair,
Uh,
I'll
they're
grab
boats.
Ragnar by the
Well, poles are
front of
people,
his,
too.
his shirt or whatever and be like, did you know we could do this?
It must be this magic from the plunging torrents.
It's amazing.
The
a
punt hits
miracle.
the waterfall's bottom there and
The punt
kind
plunges to the pond.
of goes a bit under.
Well,
There's a loud
guys,
cracking
Its
sound.
passengers
as
are pummeled.
the punt has clearly taken some damage, but it is still kind of it's capsized,
Still
but it's
punt-worthy?
still floating.
I would just like to establish 2 wins so far. Kept a bunch of people from drowning themselves by possibly killing them or whacking them, and we trashed 1 cult boat. So I'm putting those both in the win column. 2-0.
yeah, I'll,
That's right. Now we tune in next time to see what happens to our precious punt.
Oh no!
I hope you haven't gotten too attached to your punt.
or punt.
I want to try to swim up the waterfall now that I see that they've fallen safely.
Excellent. So that was an end of the session, so that we could then.
Oh, it was.
'cause-
Oh,
'cause
okay.
We're about 45 minutes in, so I thought I would end this.
Oh, okay.
That works.
And then we'll start again.
Okay.
Hooray! Welcome back. Does anybody want to get anything? Drink? Use the restroom?
I'm good.
I
Are
thought
our
we would just
sessions
keep
only
going.
45 minutes now.
I don't know how long. I wanted to get it an end so that we could hit 2 episodes.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
And
Great.
I'm good to keep going.
Everyone's,
Yep.
this
I'm
is a
gonna grab juice
podcast,
real quick,
everybody.
but you can keep going.
Is
You
it a
say so?
podcast? A
Everyone seems
podcast?
very
All right, let's
puzzled
do it.
by
I
this.
can't. Tony's gonna go do something. I'm gonna get another beer. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, that's what
5
I'm
minute
gonna
break.
do.
5 minutes. 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna put us in. Please stand by. Please stand by. Oh no, I've got to change what it says to. We'll be right back, and then we'll be right back.
danced. We did a whole.
Oh
dancing
man,
thing.
I missed that
I
too.
missed the
I was
dance.
gonna say it'll be a no context.
I'll
TBK
retrieve
somewhere,
that
I'm
for
sharing.
from the Zoom file. For
Yes,
Ooh.
please.
Quality
Did-
stuff.
But we're
Please
back.
pry it
everybody.
from the.
We ran a
from the
little
past.
brief one-on-one
Mhm.
DD.
Oh, goodness. Tony can't resist.
All right.
It was Dan. Dan was the instigator. I was
Dan.
just
Did start it.
How dare you?
I'm a
did it.
troublemaker.
I was just eating the muffin, minding my own business.
That's what they all say.
That's how
Officer.
All right.
Many a D&D game.
Are you now
starts
pounding a
off.
punch?
Mm.
What is that
I,
gonna be?
I guess we're probably only going to play for another half hour or so. So we could just say
I don't
this is a long
understand.
session.
And how episodes work anymore on Total Party Kill?
Yeah, I don't know
guess.
either. I figured that
What's
this
going
is
on,
just
Scott?
this is just a 70 to 90 minute long single episode.
we'll
but
see
I
that
like
go
that you
then.
did that the most abrupt non cliffhanger about the punt. So
I mean,
Yeah,
But-
we had.
but wait,
there
just
was
in
literally
case-
a cliff.
hold on,
was the-
just in
there
case,
was- there was
just
a
in
cliff.
case. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Total Party Kill. What happened to the punt? Did it survive? Is it seaworthy? For answers to questions such as these, here's your dungeon master, Scott McNulty.
No one reads. No one
Nolte,
reads
Nolte,
my
Nolte,
adventures
Nolte.
in. It's just me
I can do it next time. It's fine.
recording.
Yeah. You want secondary Jason to store brand Jason to introduce your
Okay. First of all, Jason. Second of all,
Store
how
brand?
dare you? Store brand? Yeah, you know.
It's just as good. It's just much cheaper.
Jason with a blue stripe.
I only buy store brand stuff. Buying the other stuff is for suckers.
See? It's
I
a
don't feel
compliment.
better
Dan.
about it.
It's a compliment.
Except hot chocolate. The store brand hot chocolate
Oh yeah,
tastes like chalk.
All right,
Yeah,
where
that's
were
garbage.
we? Somebody was going to
Well,
try
we-
to swim up a waterfall like in that movie.
I think we had paused
In
to
Breath of
pee,
the Wild.
Pause to pee.
and
Punt.
now we're.
There's an old movie club movie where somebody swims up a water. Oh no, it's in Lupin. It's in Lupin.
that's
It's
right.
in Lupin.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just,
They swim
it's
up
just
the
funny
waterfall.
that you mix up an animated movie.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I knew it was a
Because
movie
in
I saw
fact-
for a podcast that I'd never
and in
seen
fact-
before.
Old
And in
animated
fact,
movie.
in Lupin, he fails, attempts to, goes down.
Well,
And
let's
is-
see what happens here.
So-
We may
All
get
right.
So
to-
everything you remember, Jason, was wrong.
And now, Scott McNulty.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah,
Thank
let's just
you,
go back
Jason.
into it. We took our break mid-episode, let's say.
So yep, Carlos is continuing. His orb is floating away. Zatasha
Slowly.
is examining a corpse, a floating corpse, and the punt is still floating. It just looks like it's a little worse for wear and capsized. Shara's at the Shara,
It's
Regdar,
not punctured.
and it is not punctured. Carlo, Unlal are at the bottom of the waterfall. That just leaves Kachka alone.
How deep is the water here? Because I can't swim.
20 feet.
I'm waiting
I don't
up
like
top
that.
the
Homo?
up top the waterfall because
You
when
can
she
ride on my
gets up,
shoulders.
after she swims up, I'm going to give her a high five.
Can you swim?
No, I can
The
walk.
punt, you're next to the punt that is just
Are
capsized.
you 20
so
feet tall?
Just hold on to the side of the punt and you can get
All
in.
right. Can we
I-
paddle? Can we kind of doggy paddle to shore? Because I don't like
Paddle.
being here.
I'm dipping my head under the water and looking
Sorry.
around to
Can-
see
can
if
I
there
can't
are
paddle?
creatures.
Can't paddle to shore.
So you can kank paddle to shore, although kank don't
I
swim,
don't.
so that's probably not a great idea.
Do we know that? Do we know
we
that
do.
about Kank?
I do.
I mean, there's not a lot of water. Maybe they just don't have the opportunity to swim.
No, there've been
Cankmilk.com,
experiments.
everybody. Go to cankmilk.com. I paid
think
for
they
another
can't- I
year
mean,
of that
ants-
thing. I paid for another year of it. So go there.
You know, Jason.
there. Send your
This is
friends.
this is the legacy you leave behind. I don't know. Can ants swim? I think ants can kind of swim.
Ants build like a ball that floats of themselves. It's kind
Yes.
of
Oh.
weird.
If only those
Regdar,
cultists
come,
had done
build,
that.
build a ball that floats with me.
Hi, I'm not building a ball that floats with them.
I would not recommend it. So
We're nowhere
Zatasha,
near the build a ball
you,
workshop.
is happening?
oh wait, no, Shara's looking at the corpse.
Okay.
Zatasha
No.
is. No,
Yeah.
was I right? Yes. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah,
Zatasha's
yeah.
looking at the corpse. Shara is.
This is
dumped
just a
her head
long way to getting killed by an alligator.
under the water, and you notice an entrance to an underwater
Grotto?
grotto,
Den.
perhaps, or
Crocodile den.
passageway. You
A
don't know.
passageway. Is there room for the punt?
It's underwater.
And
So
where is that?
it is.
Well, if we puncture the punt, we could put it in the passageway.
It's true, but is a punt
Probably.
a punt still a punt? When does a punt stop being
Potentially.
a punt?
Possibly.
Probably not.
Potentially.
Perhaps.
See those,
Purportedly.
I don't know if you can see
Look at that
those,
passage.
Look at that. There's
yes.
dotted
Yeah.
lines.
You
those
guys, I
dotted
pop
lines
back up.
represent a passageway.
I pop back up and telepathically tell everybody there's an underwater passage that goes in that direction.
Through the mountain.
Okay, before anything else, I want to see if I can swim up the waterfall.
Okay.
All right.
This is very important to me.
Yeah, and
How
I'm
are
waiting
you
up here for that
going
high five.
to
Don't leave me hanging.
attempt to swim up the waterfall?
I don't know. Like
The one question
Like
I was
The
not prepared
same
for.
way that anyone
like, how
else
do you,
does.
How do you swim anything?
You fail
Like
then,
this.
because you can't swim up a waterfall. Even with your boon, it does not give you the ability to swim up a waterfall.
What about like? Can I try to climb? Are there like jutting rocks behind it that I could maybe like climb up and not be affected by the water falling?
Or
on
is there?
me?
Do you accidentally find a cave behind the waterfall?
Or that?
Full of treasure. You do not, but you do find a wall that is very slippery, and you could rough but slippery, just like me. And you could attempt to climb up it using an athletics check. Although you would also be no. You have the. I was going to say you'd have disadvantage because of the
For
waterfall.
those listening to the
Given-
audio-only podcast, there were just a great number of yucky faces made that you didn't get to see.
We were just there. We don't need to go back there.
I'm
All
comfortable.
right,
with
Katya's
myself.
going over backwards.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
So you think you could climb up? Long story short, and Katka, you swim down without any.
I'm going over backwards.
Are you jumping down?
No, I'm just floating on my back till I get to the edge of the
Ah,
waterfall.
okay.
and then I'm
Yep,
going
it's
down
fine.
back.
You go down easy.
Like a nice cold Budweiser. I
That's
don't know.
right. I'm gonna pass on.
And Carlos continues to
Possibly.
float in his orb.
Shara, did you share the fact that that corpse was covered with claw marks?
Probably not. There's been a lot happening. Now that we're kind of mostly gathered, I will let everybody know that.
Carlos is floating
Okay.
right over that corpse and
yeah,
sees those claw
Carlos
marks.
can see.
I'm heading over
Because
there.
my thought is just that perhaps whatever made those claw marks came through this underwater cavern, and we should be wary.
They could
Or are we
be
doing C's now?
self-inflicted.
I'd like to do an investigation check on that corpse to see if we can figure out anything about what might have caused the claw marks.
All right, and
I'm
remember,
keeping an eye on that underwater cavern.
however, as you're doing things, if Carlos remains in the orb, Carlos continues to float.
Well, he can
out.
do what he
Yeah,
wants to do.
I'm
Okay.
keeping an eye on him.
Let him have his fun. He knows how to get out if he has to.
He knows what he's done. What was your investigation check?
Well, it was bad.
How bad?
We'll say it's a 10.
All right. Well, luckily, the only thing of interest on this corpse is pretty obvious. As you search the corpse, you find a ring that has 2 keys on it.
Oh,
Oh wow!
okay.
Take that.
Yeah. What kinds of keys are we talking about? Brass keys, gold keys,
They are
Piano
brass
keys.
brass keys, and they're not all rusted out, huh?
They are not.
Interesting. Are they large, small? Do they look like they might be to a chest or to a big old door? What kind of keys?
Big metal cage up a waterfall.
Big metal cage.
They do not look like they're large enough. Well, I don't think you saw the lock to that cage. So
It's wrought iron.
I have seen
probably.
locks, however. So
you have seen locks. So these keys look like they would operate a lock.
that's great. Thanks for the help.
Well played, Scott. can't argue with that.
Size wise, though, I can't determine anything about what they might fit.
No,
Okay.
it's not like a tiny locket or anything. It's a standard sized key.
All right. I let everybody know I found some keys and then I pocket them.
All right.
Not that I have any pockets, but you don't need to know where they're going.
You
With a hidden Githka.
I wear no armor.
And so, what is everyone else doing?
I'm-
Carlos is floating away.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
still
keeping
keeping
an eye on
this-
Carlos.
And I'm keeping an eye on this underwater thing, but I will follow. But I'm going to keep an eye on our if there's anything following behind us as I swim along.
All
I
right,
just
Regdar.
climbed back in the punt.
Oh yeah. What
Regdar,
about
you were
those two?
moving towards the island, right? kind of paddling?
I was clinging to the punt because
Okay.
I'm not a swimmer. I guess I can climb into the punt.
You have to flip it over. If you and Umlal are doing it together, you can flip it over.
We're doing it
with
together,
some-
but we're doing it. in
I've
opposite
done that.
directions.
I've done that with a
Going
canoe,
Fairway.
and that seems harder with a canoe. So yeah. Well, Regdar has it. Regdar.
And now you retrieve the pole as well, because the punt is nothing without the pole, and you can get yourself set up
protect
in
the
a couple
pole.
rounds. Where would you like to go? What would
I
people
think-
like to do?
Follow
is
that
continuing
Carlos.
to-
I'm
I
swimming.
think we'll
Yeah,
probably follow
slowly
Carlos.
float.
Catch that,
down.
Carlos.
All right. Well, if you're just
Come
gonna follow Carlos, I will
Mm-hmm.
reveal.
Yeah, I think Carlos is, for better or worse, really pushing all the direction today.
Carlos.
Just out of curiosity, I'm going to touch the sphere and see if it'll suck me in too. We're 7 feet, 7 foot diameter. Should be
it's
room for
true.
two.
Let's see here.
Water sphere built.
It might be a fly situation where you and Carlos are about to be like, microwave together. So
It does not.
Help me.
Your hand goes into it, but it doesn't envelop you.
Wow. Only one per customer.
It has rejected you.
That hurts.
All right. Let's see. Where is this sphere going?
Carlos shrugs.
I know where it's going now.
Kachka also shrugs with both sets of shoulders.
Oops. There we are. So it's going
Double
to
shrug.
head down this passageway and into a room. So I will tell you what happens.
I hope so.
That is my job, I suppose. As you are going down this passageway here to the south, you notice Carlos, and depending on are people letting Carlos and his orb lead the way and are just kind of
Yep.
following him?
Yep.
Okay, so
that's what we're
Carlos,
doing.
you notice that the temperature is dropping. And then you kind of turn the corner here. I'm just going to keep moving Carlos. And right about there, you will
Temperature's
see this
starting to
room.
drop.
Frosty mist fills this cave. Icicles and water crystals glitter
Delicious.
along ledges, the ceiling, and the walls, and a brittle crust of ice surrounds a central aisle upon which crouches a pale-skinned, bare-chested man wearing an eye patch. He's
Bare
surrounded,
chested like a bear or like
claws?
as in
Yeah.
he is not wearing a shirt.
Mm.
He
the other
is
kind of bare chested.
surrounded by seven. It's a homophone. He is surrounded by 7 cackling, prancing, imp-like creatures made of ice. 5 humans are spread eagle against the far wall, frozen to its surface, their skin black from frostbite. Some hang upside down or sideways. Some are missing fingers, hands, and feet.
Cults,
Let me
man.
guess. They think this. Yeah, they think this is great.
Do these people have the cult symbol carved into them, or are they just side questies?
But you can't see from where you are. So what you see, so these are little ice people that are on the shore in this room, and in the center is this bare-chested man who is looking up at Carlos.
Is the ball going toward them, or is it just going on by? And I'm
The ball is floating in,
Oh,
and he's just watching.
Destination.
Did
Carlo-
somebody order a Carlos? Hello.
We have suddenly Carlos is no longer has a plan.
I want to swim and climb up on shore over here.
Okay. And
How do
he
you guys
says,
Push the boat in here too.
"What brings you here?" Well, obviously your friend. This
What's
orb brings you here.
happening?
Do you have some more offerings for the ice?
Carlos, you're in
I,
charge.
I'm in
I'll
a
step
water
forward and say-
ball, man. What am I supposed to say? Can I talk? And be
When
understood?
somebody asks, "Do you have the offerings?" Of course we have the offerings.
Yes.
People, this is not the first cult we've infiltrated.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
We're offering inspectors.
I very clear. I'll say we are here just to to check on things, and
inspect things. Yes. please.
Yeah. I like
And make
Erica's
sure-
fancy.
Gar
fancy
Shatterkeel
fancy
sent us.
lies.
Gar Shatterkeel
Sure that
sent
the,
us to check
We're here at the
on
invitation
things.
of Gar Shatterkeel.
No, I do
Is
not mention
he
Gar Shatterkeel
here?
because
4 other people just did.
I'm in a water ball.
Like
Nobody
in
can hear me.
unison.
I will
4 people come
say-
around the corner all saying Gar Shatterkeel, Gar Shatterkeel. It's nothing else.
It's, so are you all just talking like
everybody was talking at
I'm,
once.
I'm not saying anything.
all right, well, Carlos cannot speak through
Nope.
the orb, so he is correct. Good role playing, Jason.
I'm just waiting to see what happens
Mhm.
and where I
Sounds
go,
like a
where I'm
good
taken in the
inspiration
ball.
point.
We are
There you
checking
go.
on the status of the current offerings, and I look
Uh,
around as if I know what's going on, and I say, like it's a very like he can read
Like
out
what
of
you
that
did
whatever
here.
seems appropriate.
Give
Nice.
me a deception roll.
Yes, and I've got my psychic disruption up, so I have advantage on that.
Really like the hanging frozen corpses. That's very mid-century.
So he has one eye. The one eye is regular, and the other eye is kind of emanating like frozen mist is
I
coming.
got an,
You're
That's
suggesting that
little normative, but okay.
I got an 18.
you're suggesting it's just a regular eye,
The other eye is a biological human eye.
just a regular eye.
He points to the wall where the corpses are stuck, and he says, "You may report back to Gar Shatterkeel that his will has been done."
Ah, excellent, excellent.
Great.
I examine one as if I know what's happening. So is did the ball just stop? That
No,
Carlos is in.
it's just kind of making going around.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I-
Is the ball a Disney World ride? Is that
It's,
what's
no,
happening
it's
here?
a small watercolor
It's a
world.
small ice world after all.
It's a world of cult. It's a world of shame. It's a world of waterfalls you can't swim up.
I would
Going
like
well
to.
up to that point.
I want to take a closer look at
Let me
this
know when you
body
get
and
to
just
the laughing place.
see if there's any kind of arcane magic or anything that's been done to it that I can get any kind of information. Are there
All right,
symbols all
so
over these walls?
There are creatures in here, so they're like
Oh my
little.
God.
I've made them large, but they're small,
Wow,
like
that's not
imps
subtle.
made of ice, and they are
I
capering
think
about.
they are methods.
They are
Ah.
methods.
I read a book about them.
I see.
They are ice methods, and so there are several of those kind of just
They're okay.
cackling and dancing about. In addition, on the wall back on the northernmost wall over here, there are several corpses that are frozen to it.
Okay.
So you could go over there if you want to inspect some corpses.
Well, I mean, if we have to wait for this ball to make its 10 foot per round way all the way around, sure, I will go over and as kind of with the like strutting along like yes, oh, okay, gotcha, good. And then is there anything in particular I notice as I am looking closer over here and at the methods and stuff too? Want me to roll
Give me a perception.
13.
You don't notice any. I mean, they're dead. The corpses that are stuck to the wall, they appear to have died somehow related to being very cold.
Okay. So it's not like they were murdered with blades and then stuck to the wall or anything.
No. And the person on the island will say, yes, I see you appreciate my work.
I can honestly say I have never seen work like this before, and give him a nod.
This magic is difficult to find on Athos, but I have mastered it and use it to, of course, mete out the justice for the crushing wave.
How did you get into this racket? As you say, this kind of magic is difficult to find on Athos. How did you luck out, so to speak, and how were you so fortunate to be able to learn all of this so well, so gosh
Nameless
darn
man.
well?
Old Hydra gave me the gift of manipulating frost in her infinite wisdom. And who am I? I am but a simple vessel for her magic.
That
and
we all
majesty.
are.
Carlos
Indeed.
emerges from the ball onto the island.
Oh, okay. So Carlos, you swim out.
Is that a recliner? Like, is Carlos in a recliner right now? Is there
It's
a lazy boy?
it's a stone chair.
Oh, okay.
It does look like a recliner.
A stone throne, if you will.
Yes, a stone throne. So Carlos is popped, and now you can assume that the orb will slowly make its way back to where it was.
Wherever it belongs.
We haven't determined if Carlos can get back in it if he catches.
Do we want to make sure it doesn't go back up the waterfall?
Hey, and now's your chance, Kochka. See if you can get in there.
Oh, good point.
Oh, all right. So
I
Carlos,
I say telepathically.
Regdar,
I'll wait till it
Umlal,
leaves the
Shara,
room.
you. Is there anything you would like to do, or Kachka?
I'm looking at Carlos, going, "What is about to happen?"
Carlos,
Just checking.
Carlos
The-
glances at all
I
of
mean,
his
wait, wait, wait.
compatriots and they see righteous murder in his eyes.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
It's always some
Um,
kind of murder.
And at
Some
that
days it's
moment,
righteous, sometimes it's
Carlos
wanton.
is amid the icy creatures. Carlos's flame-tongued short sword bursts into flames.
All right.
Well,
Well,
I
I,
just
I
checked.
was,
Going around while
I
people
was
are
expecting that.
Regdar
so
might just keep walking.
You know,
And I
any of the
attacked the
corpses-
guy.
if there's a surprise round, I would just like to say that Zotasha 100% expected that and is not at all surprised.
Yeah,
I'm like-
and I was moving.
almost
so that I-
Cult ice murderer guy. We're not leaving this cavern. I'm gonna.
Umlal is
that's it.
incapable of being surprised by Carlos launching into murder. He's always ready to back
Yep.
up Carlos.
Dungeon Master, are any of the corpses frozen to the wall halfling corpses?
No.
Halfling
I'm not
check.
interested. I'm not interested.
You got
I
an ice
moved
pick? We
in
could make 'em
crossbow
smaller.
range.
I'm on. Regdar,
so-
Regdar stays on task,
Everyone should roll.
except for all those other
Yeah.
times.
I
This
don't
would have
like
been a good
being.
place to drop a fireball before you dropped yourself in the middle of it, Carlos.
That's not how it happened.
Seems
How-
like these ice people are not big fans, most likely. Oh, hello, one.
16.
Steve.
Hi, I'm one.
Oh.
Nice to meet you.
I love that guy. I miss Steve.
Fan.
D&D
There
Beyond
I
now
am.
shows me your rolls. If you
Yeah,
use
I know, it's
D&D.
cool.
Yeah, it's
That's
wild.
good, right?
Creepy.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I didn't know until maybe I changed the setting. It does the whole animated dot, which is kind of cool.
Oh yes.
Do
can
you
change
people
that.
somehow have your characters on D&D Beyond? I didn't think they had any dark
Yeah.
sense stuff.
I mean, I'm just a regular
Right.
guy.
I can't.
They have some stuff.
If it's like standard 5e.
They may not have three
But,
crane, for example.
Yeah.
They do actually have.
Oh, they
actually
may have
have a
not
ton
had
of
three crane
stuff
when
now.
we started.
They
Yeah.
did not when we started. It's true.
Yeah, and I added a Goliath later because they didn't originally have it. But
All right. So apparently everyone has a rider in their contract that no one is ever surprised by what Carlos does.
Correct.
Well,
it's
I
been
will say,
7 years, Scott.
I did immediately say I am watching Carlos. To see
And I'm
what
always
happens.
watching Carlos.
But these
Who
ice
isn't?
people are unfamiliar with Carlos, so they are surprised. But Carlos should go first. So Carlos, go first.
Okay. I am attacking this guy.
All right. Give me a roll.
All right, 24 to hit.
Oh, 24 hits.
Okay, that is 11 piercing damage. And, is it going to make me... Okay, I'll just do that the old-fashioned way. And 11 flaming damage.
Fire damage, we would call that traditionally.
Yeah, but it's more fun to say it that way.
Mm-hmm.
That's weapon 1. Weapon 2,
Did you
in
roll
the
to hit?
in my offhand, 26.
Oh, all right, yes, you did. Uh-huh.
And there's no modifier on this, so 4 damage.
Okay.
And that's attack 1. But I have a second attack. Two-handed attack. So here we go again. 18 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
He's not wearing armor.
So that's 6 damage of piercing.
Yep.
7 damage of fire damage.
I flaming damage, please.
Flaming damage. And then a critical fail on the second hit.
All right. Regdar, are you surprised by what Carlos does?
No, I guess not.
All right. Well, then we'll just let you. We'll start in the normal order of. So go, Regdar.
I will chuck a blob of acid at the nearest Mephit. They're far enough apart that I don't think I can get two in a splash. They're not within 5 feet of each other. So target must make a dexterity saving throw or take 1d6 acid damage.
All right.
Oh, wait, maybe 2d6 at this level?
Yeah.
But it needs to beat a 15 on dexterity.
It does not beat a 15 on dexterity.
Let's see. The spell's damage increases by 1d6 when I reach 5th level. Okay, I don't have to spend any spell slots on that or anything.
Which one are you attacking?
Let us say that I attack. Yeah, that one. Somebody put a ping on it, and I rolled 8 damage on it.
All right. It doesn't like that.
I feel like Mephits can't have that many hit points, right? They're like little guys.
They are little guys.
Also, he's a little guy made of ice, and I just threw acid at him, so I'm not a chemist.
Acid beats ice. Ice beats fire.
Yeah.
Fire beats acid, right? That's
fire does not beat
fire,
acid. Acid beats everything.
Fire, acid, ice.
The only
no.
Dan, the only thing that beats acid is sentient acid.
Not again.
Nothing beats sentient acid.
Umlaw, it's your turn.
That gravity.
So I'm in a punt. How deep is the?
Look at me, I'm on a punt.
Next.
No.
Bottom punt.
So how far am
Fringe on
I from? It looks like I'm not very far from the shore here. Like,
That is correct.
could I sort of like jump off and slosh over and go hit somebody with a sword? Cool, I'll do that. Shore is over there.
Over.
So I'll slosh over because I'm very tall, and I'll hit this guy with my greatsword.
Great.
24.
24 will hit.
13 slashing damage. And I'll roll again for my second attack. 15.
15 hits.
And I always forget to do this, but I will remember now that I get to re-roll 1 damage die if I want. I rolled a 4 and a 6 on that one. Roll 2 3s on that one. So I'm just going to re-roll a d6 instead of the 4. It's a 1. I'm not going to use it. And yeah, so a total of 30 damage on that guy.
Well, ice methods don't have 30 hit points, so you
Cool
kill
beans.
Good.
it. And give me a dexterity saving throw, Shara and Umlal.
Is this a effect I can see, such as a trap or a spell?
No.
This thing never comes in useful. I don't know why.
I got a 17.
All right.
A 12.
All right. So you both take 1 point of damage as when your greatsword hits the ice method for the second time, it shatters into a cloud of ice shards.
Ouch.
Ow.
At least it was just an ice method.
Ow,
not
water
like
hurt us.
Not like an acid method.
What is this, hard water?
Anything else? Umlal? I guess not. Zatasha.
Did I notice that if Carlos's sword did any like extra damage to this guy, or like did the fire damage seem to hurt him more, or was it just like fire damage?
Just like fire damage.
Okay. I don't like being in the middle of the room like this, but I'm
It's
going
nice
to
having you
use-
here.
Yeah, it's interesting to be in the midst of everything. Is it possible for me to use an effect that starts in the square behind that method, like right in that little corner there? Just because I don't want to get Carlos in the range of it, and it's 20 feet radius. So
I will say yes, because I am a kind dungeon master.
you are, and I appreciate it very much.
Scott tonight. Does anybody know?
So
I've
I'm
been
going to-
recently informed that Dungeons and Dragons is supposed to be fun.
Oh.
Okay,
Can
so
we be
I'm
level
going
8, Scott?
I don't think it's supposed to be that fun.
Don't push it, you guys. I'm going to use something called Mind Storm. So, as an
Ooh.
action, I am going to choose a point that I can see within 60 feet of me. So, I'm going to choose that little corner right there.
Mm-hmm.
And each creature in a 20-foot radius sphere must make a Wisdom saving throw. And so that's the one next to it, obviously. 5, 10, 15. So it gets this one as well, and that guy. And this one as well. Let's see. From there, 5, 10, 15, 20. But that's it. So those 3 and the dude in the middle.
So wisdom saving throw.
Correct.
What is my DC?
Your DC is 15.
Right. Ooh, let's see. All right. So 2 methods are fine. 1 method not so much, and the dude also failed. So what happens?
Okay, so the failures take 25 points of psychic damage and suffer disadvantage on all saving throws until the end of my next turn. And anybody who made their saving throw takes half.
All right. So the guy who once his eye that was emitting frost stops as he crumples to the ground dead, and 2 methods also die. And they
the other two
shatter,
take-
but nobody is close enough to care. And this guy takes, what is half of 20?
12.
There we are. Okay.
And then it looks like I'm not right next to anybody, so I'm going to boogie on out of here. I don't like this. 1, 2, 3, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Hi, Regdar.
Hello.
Yeah, and then I'm going to use my bonus action to switch my focus to something else. Mastery of Air, I think.
All right, Shara, you just saw a bunch of people die and explode, and all sorts of stuff is happening.
I wonder if these imps will follow. Or if I should just disengage and run away. You know what? I'm going to hit him. So I'm going to pull out
Do
my... Carlos is on board. My
Mhm.
Rapier of Wounding. That's a 21.
21 will hit.
Most rapiers are for mending. But this one.
Rapier.
And
It's actually a rapier of wounding.
that's 8 points of damage. And I'm also going to try to get it with my dagger. That's an 8 to hit.
An 8 will not hit.
Yeah, it's my offhand. Okay, and that's my turn, I guess.
All right. Kachka.
Yeah. Are these creatures, these little impy dudes, are they made of ice or are they made of organic material?
They are made of ice. They are elemental creatures that are made. They are magical living ice.
Okay. I'm going to drop a shatter spell right. Well, I can't ping it right now. There we go. I'm going to drop it right in between these fellows on the west side.
Okay.
Yo.
Word.
So they need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw.
And they have disadvantage because they are made of an inorganic material.
They failed.
Okay. Then they will each take,
Unless the DC was 4.
they will each take 15 damage.
They shatter.
Hey, that's what the spell was supposed to do.
Check and
Does what it
mate.
says on the tin.
I like it. And then Kachka feels like she's done enough. So she sits back and crosses both sets of arms.
Excellent. So we're at the top of the order. That person's dead. Regdar.
Regdar will kind of scoot in a little bit, I guess.
Is Regdar just treading water?
I don't. Did I get left behind with the punt
I
move?
think you got left
I don't really
behind
know.
when the punt
Yeah,
moved.
I
So
abandoned the boat.
We'll say Regdar is there on the punt, and he can get off of or
No,
punt
I just
away.
want to punt forward a little bit.
Okay.
So I can throw
See-
another acid orb at the imp in front of Shara.
Alrighty.
So it should make a DC 15 dexterity save.
Should, but it doesn't.
Well, that's on it.
Yeah. These ice methods are just going to work.
Well,
you broke
enjoy
in.
9 acid damage, jerk.
Just fill out some paperwork.
Nice.
Yeah, I bet that Mephit wasn't wearing goggles while he was doing his horrible corpse murder. He probably had bits of corpse in his eyes already.
Doctor,
If anything,
my
I've
eyes.
cleared his eyes out by burning away that flesh that had flesh flakes that were in there.
You should thank me.
Yeah.
And thank you, Dan, for repeating your joke that still no one laughed at.
I
Carlos.
thought it was funny twice.
Doctor, my eyes.
I'm gonna step over here and do a thing that I was taught by a perfectly normal guy called Regdar, and lightning lashes out at the northernmost ice mephit, and it needs to make a strength saving throw.
Strength saving throw is not
Northernmost
Mephit's-
ice method.
strong suit. Haha.
There is
9.
Mephit to our
No,
madness.
5.
No, it fails.
Yes,
it is
does.
pulled. It is pulled toward me, so it needs to go 10 feet toward me. So it needs to go right next to me. And the lightning smashes out and causes 13 damage on that ice mephit.
All right. Well, that is a significant amount of damage.
Is that method a daggett? Just wondering.
Is that a method before Carlos? Yes. Anything, Carlos? Anything else? You've used some sweet lightning.
I did some cool lightning magic, and
It was okay. So.
Oh, such a
8.
Regdar
Yeah,
as a
he's
teacher is kind of a. He's tough. He's tough.
Yeah,
He's
tough
just
but
very
fair.
tough.
Well,
Tough,
tough,
yeah.
just tough.
He's not fair at all. He's very mean. I'm done.
Whatever. We know there's
Umlaw.
there's. It turns out there's not a lot of incentive to be a good magic teacher in Athos because
No.
magic is illegal.
Amla
What do you
will
want?
walk past
That's
Shara,
why you got
wade in-
Carlos for a student. You had no other
Amla
options.
will wade into the water right here
Oh.
near the shore
Mhm.
and try to hit that one to his right.
Hit that method.
13,
13 will hit.
16 damage.
That method. Give me Shara and Umlaw. Give me dexterity saving throws, please.
18.
As it explodes.
Aw,
7.
7.
Oh, 7's not good. All right. Shara, you take 8 points of damage, and Umlaw, you take 4 points of damage as ice shards embed themselves in your flesh.
And as the swing comes around, he's just going to keep the follow through with a second attack and hit the other one.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, it's right there.
22,
22 hits.
16 damage.
Carlos and Umlaw, give
Yes,
me
yes.
dexterity saving throws.
Critical success.
17.
22.
All right, so you both take half damage of 4 points of damage.
We take 4 or half of 4.
You both take 4.
Okay.
As it shatters, and we're out of initiative because everybody's
Aha.
dead.
We win. We've defeated the Temple of Elemental Evil.
I'm
He
immediately
defeated
looting,
the antechamber of ice jerks.
I'm looting the body. of that
And let's
dude.
check out these people who are ice welded over here. I assume they're
Yeah.
cultists who are happy to be dying and frostbitten.
Well, they're
but...
dead, I
Well,
think.
they're dead.
Oh, they're
They're
all
like
dead.
They are dead.
They're post cultists.
Okay,
They're
they are
all dead.
ex-cultists.
They
All right, well, this was
are-
great.
He's right. I checked them and they're dead.
That was worth
They
getting
are-
out of the ball for, everybody.
The ball
They-
has hopefully not risen above the waterfall level at this point. You could still get back in.
That was like 2 rounds, so it is not even.
It's not even out of the room.
It's right there. It's right. It's literally right there, you guys. What are you talking about?
Well, then Carlos jumps back in the ball.
Carlos jumps into the ball and goes through
Puts
the ball
Carlos back in the ball.
Oh well.
as the ball
I
floats.
thought that might happen.
Happy fun ball time is over.
Oh well.
This guy has a dagger on it, and someone give me a perception or
just take it.
investigation check as you're looking at the corpses.
Oh, I'm just looking at that guy's
I
corpse.
got a critical perception of 25.
And I got 4, so I don't know anything.
So with your perceptive ness, well, you know that these people, or you suspect these people, were not cultists. They look like they were perhaps adventurers
Oh,
or something,
no.
non-affiliated cultists.
Not
They
cultists.
have any gear.
no.
Adventurers. Also, these guys made out of hard water.
They're just wearing, some regular clothes. They don't have any equipment.
At the very least, they're coldists.
Wow.
Ooh,
Even
that was
Dan grunted.
ice
That-
cold,
that's
Steve.
sad.
Ice cold.
Sad.
All right. Well, that's bad for them, but okay for us. Back in the boat.
All right, so your orb has floated. Well, you're watching it recede
Mm.
into backtrack. What would you like to do?
Alas, poor orb.
I feel like we need to just continue going south because I assume that's where the orb was going to go next. And it's really the only place we can go right now, unless you want to hold your breath and try to swim through the underground chamber.
I'm kind of curious about the underground chamber.
Ooh.
I mean,
I
it's
mean,
a secret.
I would like to know, what is in there, where it goes. But at the
I'm
same
not
time,
sure
I'm
Amwal
concerned
and
about.
Regdar are gonna make it to the underground chamber.
Well, I'd be okay sending some like 2 people to go and check it out, especially Kachka, who can telepathically send back information. Like, come save me.
I'm drowning. All right, I've tried.
Sure.
I'm fine.
Carlos isn't interested in going either, but he'll listen for telepathic messages.
There's nothing in here, says Kashka, filling their arms with gold and jewels.
Let's check
but
it
we
out.
could,
I'll
we
Maybe
could
go
not
also,
with
back
her.
this way again.
If nobody else will go with her, I will.
we could also, bring one end of a rope
Oh,
Just one
so
end.
we can pull
Just
you back.
one end.
Yes, not both. Let me stress
both
that.
ends.
Just
Okay,
the
so
end,
you're
though.
are you gonna
Alright, so
go
back
back up
this
to the
way.
waterfall?
Back to the water.
And who is going to go into the underwater tunnel?
Kachka will go.
Mystery. So Kachka by yourself?
And if anybody else wants to come, I think Shara was volunteering.
I'll go with her.
All right, Kachka.
I don't
and-
really want to, but I
Which
will.
one of you is going to be tied to the rope?
Shara can. If worst comes to worst, I still have a potion of bottled breath, so I can
I do
quickly
too.
chug it.
Oh, yeah,
Either way.
technically, I guess I do too.
I will. That's fine.
All right. I'm gonna move you folks into this room and
Oh,
reveal
no.
it. Oh
Oh no.
no. Do, do, do.
Ooh.
Ooh, it's another room with water in it.
Another room, a watery room. Water drips from the stalactites in this serene cave, echoing through the gloom. Wide rock ledges extend around the perimeter, and natural stone islands provide ample room to sit or lay down.
Why
is
would you do
weird.
either of those?
I don't know.
What a weird description.
Take a long rest. I don't know.
It's very strange. Once again, though,
Several of the alcoves have perfect space for you to set up a small tent or eat a sandwich.
What about a hut?
that's
There's
right.
room for a hut.
Yeah, I don't sleep on
It's
the
only
ground.
tiny.
And I got a hut now.
Okay.
And so you are underwater. You reach the surface of the water. You see this cavern. The water in here is also glowing, so you can see, as is everything else. The other thing you notice, though,
Oh dear.
is a giant octopus that is
Hello, Vor. Oh, wait, wrong campaign.
looking towards both of you and has seen you, and you will need to roll initiative. Now, will Ashara and Kachka, who have been separated from their party, survive their encounter with a giant octopus?
Yeah.
Can I
Probably
just
Probably not.
We're
Nice
done.
knowing them, though.
Thanks for
just wanna
thanks for
pet it.
stopping by.
Hello,
not.
little
So I feel
octopus.
like this might be a good time to end. Is what?
This is a great
my-
cliffhanger.
my-
That's why we ran through there. We knew this was coming.
Do
All right,
you-
so
whoa. The corpse, just to be clear, the corpse had claw marks, not sucker marks. This could be a friendly octopus that killed an alligator. For
It
us.
could be an octopus carrying 8 knives, Tony.
Yes, it
Ah!
could be a mutant octopus with sucker claws.
That's too scary. What if it's just an octopus carrying 4 kind of moody cats?
Are there any other kind?
Well,
if
these
they're
are
in
like
water.
particularly
Of
argumentative.
octopus?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the old, every octopus I've ever run across has always had moody cats with it. I don't know about
Yeah.
you.
Well,
Where
they're
have you
wet and they don't like it. Ah.
and the cats don't either.
Yeah.
Very sad being an octopus. They hate being wet.
And
We'll
yet
see
they
you next
don't-
time on Total Burning
Yeah,
Kills.
Da, da, da.
Right.
We did it. They said we wouldn't.
What did we do?
We played an episode of Dungeons and Dragons.
We did.
Okay.
That's right.
We did that.
And
Sure
we're going to do it
did.
again in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks,
2 weeks
Really?
time.
unless someone
Unless you can't.
ejects.
See you in April, everyone.
Unless we don't.
All on the 18th, we have it scheduled to play again at this time.
So
Yeah,
we-
we're on the every other week unless somebody
we do.
can't do it train now.
All right.
That's right. So let me
Like
know.
that.
Chew.
And this adventure is almost concluded. So
Yep.
that
Is
octopus
Did-
is the
did
boss,
the-
right? That guy. His only words are, "Oh, you're probably here to complain about my subordinate Gar Shatterkill," right?
Everybody.
I think killing all those ice guys definitely put us over into level 8. That's what I think.
Yeah. Well, we could go back and kill those people that we just knocked on the head. So,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah, they're alive. Don't worry.
They're fine.
Well, I'm worried about their potential experience points we could have got.
We should have just sent them offerings to the ice guy. He could have frozen them for us.
It's true.
save
Nice
them
guy.
for later.
Yeah, but that might have helped.
Should I
we don't
stop
want
my
to help.
recording?
Yes.
Yes, I will stop my.
Thank you. Thank you for watching and listening, everybody. And we'll be back in 2 weeks, unless we aren't.
Theoretically.
Goodbye.
Do we want people to send me these files?
Send me your
Oh, you know,